profoundly deep in my heart and soul, I'm convinced now that we can get through the longest night in our life as long as we keep our eyes on the vision and simply go one step at a time. On the 17th of May, now back in 1997, my brother-in-law, Bruce, and I began a climb that we had been planning for years. The tragedy was that on that day when Bruce, younger, fitter, taller, heavier, more skilled than I, led me up this mountain, the tragedy is that he slipped and died at about 8,000 feet. When I looked up at Bruce, who had turned around and guided me up a particularly difficult part of the glacier, and I was about 30 feet lower than where he was standing. He was cheering me on. I could see from where I was standing that his crampons were not giving him adequate support, and within such a split second, totally unexpectedly, I saw him move his body slightly, and with horrendously fast speed, he slipped and banged down onto his back. I did, however, have time to stick my left hand out to catch him, and he saw my left hand, stuck his left hand out, and a second in my life that I will never forget, a second in my life, was when our hands got approximately this far apart. Bruce chose, there's the key word, chose at that split second to pull his hand back. Had he taken my hand, I know I wouldn't be sitting here, I wouldn't be here. Before he slipped, he had pointed out a hut, and as I'm now in a state of physical exhaustion, emotionally a mess, I thought it was smart to turn around and go back up because I certainly needed help. I had thought there'd be a cell phone or radio or some supplies there that would help me, but when I eventually chipped my way through about a foot of ice into the hut to discover it was probably the wrong move, I was there for the night. It was reported in the paper next morning that the temperature dropped to -30, that's Celsius, and wearing only t-shirt, sun hat, shorts, wow. I thought I knew what cold was, but I didn't until I was dealing with the reality that when I breathed in, there was a strong stabbing sensation in my lungs because the air was so wretchedly cold. And as I'm huddled there shaking uncontrollably, I found that when I held the air in my lungs, whatever warmth I still had did deal with the stabbing sensation, and truthfully it became less painful in my lungs. And as I breathed out this precious lungs full of warmer air, I counted out loud 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at that point, thank God I got through those 5 seconds, and I simply did it again. And before the helicopter picked me up, it meant that I was there for 8 hours. I stayed in -30-degree temperatures for 8 hours. Did I do that? Well, truthfully, no, I couldn't do that. But what I did do, I stayed in -30-degree temperatures for 5 seconds, 5,000 times.